every search you make says something about you. Most people are more than happy to, send up their information to one company, let's say Google, because search is too useful to give up. But you don't have to give up your information, your browser cookies, or anything like that to get useful search. That's where SearXNG comes in, or I don't even know how to pronounce this, SearXNG something. So what this is, you can set up multiple services, so like Brave, DuckDuckGo, stuff like that, and you can type in a search. So let's type in TikToks here, and what we get here is it goes out to all of those services. It's a meta search engine, essentially, goes down to all of our providers that we've configured, DuckDuckGo, Bing, whoever we trust and want to configure it with, to get those results, and it compiles it into one result. So you can see here, I get all the results for TikToks, and it's going out to different search engines to grab this information, but we're not sending out my cookies or anything like that. This is all self-hosted in my environment. The idea is an important distinction really quickly to make here. So this is privacy tooling, right? It's not an invisibility cloak. If you host it at home, the server IP or your home IP can still be exposed to whoever you're reaching out to, right? The idea is that you're running it at your own instance, okay? Mainly to give you control over the software, the logs, the configuration of how you've got everything set up. It also removes the need to trust whoever's on the end of that search engine, okay? So that's why something like SearXNG, especially if you're going for that privacy route, which I think a lot of people should be, why it's such a good alternative to go with. So what we're going to be doing now is deploying SearXNG via Docker. So I'm going to walk you through the entire process. All of these steps will be on my docs.techdocs.nz site. A link to that will be in the description. We'll have a full step-by-step as well there. So if you're already sick of my voice, feel free to go and just follow the steps there. But if you want to walk through it with me, let's do it together. So what we can do here is pasting the command. So we're going to make a directory. It's going to be called SearXNG, and then it's also going to have core config folder with inside of it, and then we're going to change into that directory. So as you can see here, we are in that directory. So we're going to grab the Docker Compose file from the SearXNG's GitHub. I already have all the links here in the commands. Again, all the commands are going to be in the description on the docs website. So we're just going to grab these two files here, so I can just run this. And then if we run an ls, we can see that we have the Docker Compose file. We also have a .env file. It's just hidden because it's a .env file. So what we want to do is copy the .env example file, and we want to just call it .env because we're going to actually use it. It's not the example file. So we now need to edit it. So we'll go here. And what the env file is, if this is all new to you, it's the configuration for our deployment. There's things in here that we can fine tune. So at the moment, these are all commented out. You can tell by the hash. I already have what you need to paste in just on my docs website. So we're just going to paste in these two things here. So again, if you want to change the host however this is going to be accessed, you can change that here. I'm just going to be running this locally on this machine. So this here will work for me. So I'm going to save this here. And now what we can do is we can run a Docker Compose up-d. So what does this mean? This is going to create the container that's running SearXNG, and it's going to do all the deployment for us. And the way this works, let me just quickly show you, is because we already have that Docker Compose file here. We downloaded that before up here. That's how we got that. So what we can do is, if you really want to have a look, we can look at that Compose really quick. You can see that's here. And it's going to be looking for a .env file where we've already set a lot of that configuration up. So I'm going to close out of that, and now we can run Docker Compose up-d. So this is standing up the container, running in detach mode, okay? So we can just wait for that to pull the image down. Depending on how fast your internet speed is, will determine how quickly this operation actually finishes. As you can see here, it's pretty straightforward. I am already running something on port 8080, so I actually need to change that. Right, there we go. So now it is all running on port 8080. So what we can do now is, again, depending on the host name and how you're going to connect to it, you can just put that in your browser. And there we go. So now we have hit it. So now you've got it deployed. So however you want to configure it up, if you're running a reverse proxy or however you want, you can change this domain name. So again, my one is just searchng.techdocs.nz. That's how I have mine configured. So you can do that. You can set it up however you like. Now, talking about configuration, if we go back to the terminal, you'll notice that we made that core config file. So if I change into that folder, and we do an ls, you can see we have a settings. So if we go into the settings, this is where you can make some changes. So on their website, they have a whole bunch of things. So you could change the instance name, you can change themes in here, all of that stuff. So if I come here into this here, and I go paste that in and call it next search, and we save that, and then I'm just going to run the docker compose restart core. I'm going to have to just jump back one directory and do this. And now if we go back to the search and refresh it, you can see in the top right, on the tab, it's called next search now in the tab. So there's a whole bunch of configuration that you can do. They've got it on their GitHub that shows you all the configs that you can do. So I'll have a link to that as well if you like. And that there is SearXNG. If you've got any questions or anything like that, jump into the Discord, leave some comments in the comments below on the video. I'm more than happy to help if you need any help with this. If you have any more questions about SearXNG, it's all on their GitHub. You can go onto my docs website, or again, just ask in the comments. More than happy to help. The idea behind this and why I'm hosting this is that I'm trying to go down an open source privacy route. I would like to use as much open source tooling rather than using, closed source Google things that are all trying to build a profile on me. I'm not trying to hide for a specific reason. I just feel like we should be using open source and privacy focused tooling where possible. That's my video. That's my rant. It's so good to talk to you guys all again. But yeah, any questions or anything like that, feel free to reach out. Until then, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.